All right, let's get into some hot stove discussion here. So I read an interesting thing about Sasaki, about him possibly not wanting to go to the Dodgers because he'd be in the shadow of Yamamoto and Otani. Now, his childhood idol growing up was Yu Darvish. So I'm sure the Padres are sitting there with open arms, like, hey, we're on the West Coast. We're close to home. Come here. Come pitch with your idol and do work here and don't be in the shadow of them. You can actually compete against them. And then they were in the article, they were talking about how that builds like a natural rivalry between Yamamoto and Otani and Darvish and Sasaki. And that would really pull on Japan too. So then you got the whole country of Japan not just rooting for the Dodgers. You almost split them and go Dodgers Padres there. So it'd be just a kind of interesting take on that. But wherever this kid's signed, I think his game's going to translate to the MLB like right away. He's young. I don't think he's going to break down like immediately like Yamamoto did. But I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, and I think we talked about Sasaki the last week, the week before that, and said the same thing. Like he's either going to want to be with his countrymen, or he's not going to want to be in their shadow and want to blaze his own trail. And it sounds like the more we learn about him, the more we're realizing that he doesn't want to, ride the coattails of his countrymen. He actually wants to go and be his own entity and have his own career that is not necessarily impacted by theirs. And I can applaud that, wanting to do your own thing.
Yeah.
And at the same time, another thing that's kind of come out about him is he's generally kind of a quiet guy, and there's a belief that he's not going to be attracted to a big city. He's going to want to go to a smaller market and live an easier lifestyle than L.A. or New York or Chicago. He may want to go somewhere smaller and
Yeah.
not have to deal with all that. So as we're learning more about him, it seems like the Dodgers are becoming less likely a pick, and this is being reported by multiple sources in many areas. That there's a big belief that's from conversation with him that he's not going to consider the Dodgers. He's going to look elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, the article said that, the teams most likely to sign him, more likely than the Dodgers, I should say, are the Padres, Rays, Mets, and Braves. So, the
Man, can
Braves,
you imagine that kid in Atlanta? Oh,
yeah.
that just wouldn't be fair.
No, but I mean, the Braves are losing Freed.
Morton's retiring too, right?
Is he? I haven't heard. I mean, I would imagine he's 56.
Well, he and Rich Hill are going to pitch forever, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, Braves would be an interesting fit. I mean, I would see Cohen bring him into the Mets. Mania declined his offer today, his qualifying offer, so he's officially a free agent. I haven't heard about Severino, but I think he's probably just a free agent at this point.
I don't think so.
So Mets got some holes in their staff, so it wouldn't surprise me if he lands there too. I don't know. Whoever gets him is in for a treat. I think this kid's got electric stuff, and he'll figure it out.
We got a comment on Instagram from Ron Meyer. Just, I hate to say this as a Phillies fan, but he would be a star in New York for either team. Yeah, he would. I mean, he would absolutely be and not only that, but he would be just as marketable as Otani on a different coast, which may or may not be of interest to him.
Yeah, I mean, he goes to the Yankees and backs up Garrett Cole. That's that number 2 pitcher that we were looking for, that we were saying that the Yankees were missing. I can't imagine trying to see Cole and Sasaki back to back. Like, no thanks.
You go Cole, Sasaki, then you'd go heel, and then you could push Rodon and Stroman down the rotation until they're both gone because you're stuck with those guys for a while.
Yeah,
Rodon especially.
I don't see the Yankees hanging on to Stroman. I think they cut him if they can't find a deal.
If I'm the Yankees, I'd try to find someone to get rid of Stroman and Rodon and start over because neither one of those guys has been effective.